Alright folks, welcome to the part 2 video of our Quandrix deck splashing the Urza's Rage and has 0 learn cards. This is going to be the part 2 video because I accidentally clicked out. But yeah, this is, I think, we're 3-1 currently. We have definitely a way to go, long way to go. So just bear with us. Bear with me, I mean, as I continue this draft. Have a couple of bombs with multiple choice and Tanazir. Just not allowed have 0 learn cards since we saw absolutely 0 learn cards for our colors. I think this is fine. Hopefully we get red mana for Urza's Rage. Might leave the Vortex Runner instead, but we'll see. Yeah, I might leave the Vortex Runner if he does nothing, because he can easily lash away the Quandrix Pledge Mage. And there's really no instant or sorcery to go along with this, so this is fine. Could see an eliminate end of turn. Unwilling Ingredients, okay. Is he gonna Beaming Defiance here and snipe this card? I don't know. Guess I'll attack for 2, and I think I'll just run out the Apprentice since it's more mana efficient for me to do so. And if it dies, it dies. What can I do? It's not like it's gonna do much here if we don't have any instances to play along with it. But would be nice to keep around if I start top decking instances. So yeah, he had a lash anyways. So luckily we played around that. Oh wow, dramatic finale. Well, that's not fun. He can make a 3-2, so I probably just want to play a Skirt Colony and pass. And eventually get to 8 mana to make this unblockable, but there's no way I'm attacking into this. Alan Shield Mage. Yeah, this is rough. I guess I can find Urza's Rage, and it can take out the Alan Shield Mage for free. So, just want to put the mountain on top. And we're just fine running out of lands. Eventually this will become a 4-4, and we'll see go. He still gets to make a 3-3 off of this, which is a little bit annoying. I don't think I want to block this Unwilling Ingredients. I don't think I want to block this Alan Shield Mage. We'll just hit no blocks. Play our red mana. And do I attack? Probably not. Doesn't seem great. Maybe I want to Urza's Rage away the token instead. Maybe that's just better. Or maybe it's fine just forcing him to chump. Him making a 3-2. I don't know. It seems bad. Seems bad all around. I think we'll just pass the turn. I don't think this is worth getting in for 2-4. I can delay him a turn by using Urza's Rage on the Alan Shield Mage, and hopefully it resolves. 5, 6, 7. I do need. I also have 2 more lands to kick this, but it's going to take a while, so I think it's fine just firing it off here. I guess I had to kick this. Yeah, we'll just. I guess it can't be countered here, so we don't have to pay the ward costs. It can't be countered, so hopefully no Professor's Warning or some stupid crap in the way. And then eventually this can become a 4-4, which can block the 3-2 effectively. Yeah, he has a Professor's Warning, so that's annoying. And I guess I'll just block it now before it becomes a problem. And another stupid combat trick. Yeah, welcome to Silver Quill, guys. Just all this stupid Professor's Warnings. And a dumb flower that'll just run away with the game. Really fun and interactive. I think I like the land to make this into a 3-2. 3-3 unblockable. Yep. I want to bounce his creature. So it has to die. Yeah, I'll keep the 2-1 back to trade for the Blackish Trudge. I think it's worth it. I don't want to take a million damage out of this Allen Shield Mage, so the trade is fine. He makes a 3-2, but it does slow down his clock at least. If not, we'll just keep chipping him with a 3-powered creature and hopefully find a way to deal with this so we don't have to take a million damage. Although I do need to pay for the ward cost. Double Professor's Warning, such a stupid card. And there's our win condition gone. So this is how you guys draft Silver Quill. You just open up a busted bomb and just win the game that way. Yeah, let's just tap down the 4-2 and have him make a token and then try to win the game on the ground. I'm not going to play the ward for this, so... Yeah, he gets to make a 3-2. But I mean, how else am I going to win? I can only hope to maybe out-tempo him with enough creatures. And I'm fine trading for the 3-2 here as well. Definitely going to trade for the 3-2. And if he stays back, I'm also fine. I could also chump here. And I'll take 4, and I'll trade for the 3-2 here, and then hopefully swing back, and then survive an attack, and then hopefully cheese him out. Yeah, we'll trade. So we can go down to 1 if he doesn't have anything next turn. I guess we can at least main phase a Eureka Moment. Don't have any more red mana, so I guess I'm fine paying the red now. Since Urza's Rage is gone. Don't know if it matters. We'll see. Ooh, Needlethorn Drake is nice. That's a really nice pickup. I think I'm forced to attack here. Don't have a choice. And I'll play out the Needlethorn Drake, and if I trade for the Allen Shield Mage, what happens? He gets a 3-2, he gets a trade again, he hits me for 4. Maybe it's fine taking 8 down to 1. I mean, surprise. Oh, okay, so the opponent's down to 3 life. If he wants to swing back at me, that's not going to be great if he doesn't have a way to pump his creature 1 extra damage, but yeah. We have a broken Silver Quill deck, so... And, I mean, he only has 1 bomb rare, but the rest of these are also just commons. So it's kind of insane how the Silver Quill decks can just draft a bunch of commons and just out-aggro you. But we have a long way to go. Currently 3-2. Still possible for us to get to 7 as long as we don't face against more busted decks. But yeah, we're still doing fine, so let's keep this up. Guess we can find red mana for Urza's Rage. And hopefully it doesn't get answered, but if it does, there's a second red source in my deck. Yeah, let's just do it now. Yep. You can always Adventurous Impulse into Needlethorn Drake as well. Dragon Scarlet, yeah, that's going to be scary. Yep, I don't think I can keep that around. Goodbye. And then I'll Adventurous Impulse, hopefully finding a creature off the top. Do I need to land? Not really. I'll take the Amplimancer. That's also very annoying. I think I'm fine trading off the land now since I don't really need my red source. And I can still double spell this turn, so yeah. Do I want to double block this? I mean, it still results in a trade even if it's a 2-for-1 and he has something here. Okay, I mean, I guess I want to bury books and take 3. I guess I like the Vortex Runner. And then just attack with the 2-2. Keep up burying books. I can double block first to see what he tries, and then burying books to maybe blow him out. If he passes priority, I'll just burying books right away. I'm actually not hating this. Maybe we could blow him out with the burying books here, and hopefully no snakes can veil. Oh, that was really good. And now I can just pump the Reckless Amplimancer and get in a nice attack. And punish him for being greedy with these pump tricks. Apprentice, sure. And Hunt, sure. Necrotic Fumes. Burying Books is also nice. Can bury the token in attack. I think I'm just fine attacking with all. And seeing what he does here. Don't mind trading the land. And we'll pump the Reckless Amplimancer. You can exile the Reckless Amplimancer, but I should also be okay. And I don't really need the red mana anymore. Looks like a pretty scary Witterbloom deck, but luckily he missed his land drops and I was able to get a good Burying Books off on his Essence Infusion turn. So he probably wants to exile the 2-2. My Vortex Runner can still keep chipping in. Sure. I guess I can just bounce this and we're fine. Yeah, let's just bounce this and attack. It's not wasting more time. This puts him to 2, so yeah, he's just dead if he can't play anything here. We got him, sweet. Could have also Eureka Moment into a land to make my Vortex Runner unblockable, but yeah. Luckily he missed out on his land drops that game. I think this is a fine hand, not too exciting, but keepable. Maybe should have played blue mana to maybe represent and negate. Could see a Lash on Biomathematician, which I'm fine with. I guess that's fine. Opponent just doesn't want to get run over. Hopefully it's something we can fight. Ooh, Tanazir. But I guess we missed the land drop, so we're getting punished here. But this has to be incredible if I can unleash the Eureka moment. And I can. So that's going to be pretty sweet. Let's get in for one. And I guess we can make this into a 2-2 with the Tanazir Quandrix. Just passes the turn still, so he probably is holding on to a ton of removal. Ooh, multiple choice. That's also really nice. Do I want a multiple choice or do I want a Tanazir? Multiple choice could be nice, but I actually like the Tanazir more. This way, this becomes a 2-2. And can start chipping in for more damage. That's fine. So he's just running a million removal spells in his weird multicolored deck. Go blank. Okay, I think I like the Eureka moment. I think a Mage Steel and Berry can go. And we'll just try to draw back our way with the Eureka moment. Also don't need the multiple choice. I think I'm fine just main phasing this then. Yep, I think I'm fine just main phasing this. Wish the Auto Tapper wasn't so dumb. He could be holding up a flunk here, but luckily the Eureka moment's still going to draw me cards to get out of the way of flunk. Hit some lands, okay. If I play a land, this still survives flunk. So I think I'll just play a land and say go. Okay, Colony seems good. And I play the land out. Don't need to play it, but I think it's fine. And then I think we'll just say go. We can bury books end of turn if we want to, or cast a multiple choice. And I want to bury that for sure, or multiple choice. It's almost the same thing. Yeah, I think I want to get some value off of multiple choice. So I guess I can also just cultivate into multiple choice. That's pretty nice as well. So we'll get this down. Since the forest comes in untapped, it's pretty awesome just being able to do this. Definitely don't want any more lands. Choose a player, choose the opponent. Make a 4/4 attack for 4. Sure, he was holding a flunk all along. And we can still bury this in books, which I think is quite an efficient play. Yeah. Burying books is such a strong card. And now we can punish this opponent for trying to do rainbow color shenanigans. The last thing I want to happen is for him to rope me, but he's just dead here. Yeah, this is why you shouldn't go rainbow, guys. I mean, he cast all of his spells, but still, all he drafted was a bunch of removal and went rainbow colored. I think this guy did, which is not unreasonable since he also had like fractal summonings and leyline invocations to cast, which is an okay strategy, but still not the most consistent. And currently 5-2. Let's keep this up. Ooh, all 3 mana. Okay, I'll keep this. This seems like a ton of fun. Ooh, multiple choice. Yeah, this deck is awesome. I'm liking this. Hopefully he plays a big bomb I can kill with Urza's Rage. If he wants to kill this, that's also fine. If he goes flunks me, what do I discard? Maybe Cultivator and land. Think I'm fine taking the 1 and keeping up Urza's Rage. If he plays like a Blood Researcher, I'll kill it with the Urza's Rage. Seems perfect. Make sure I point it on the right creature. And then we'll play a Cultivator, get an island. We can even multiple choice next turn if we want to. I think we will, since there's nothing else much to do here. You can flunk this in response. Do I want a Biomathematician? I don't really make a Fractal token. This seems kind of bad. Let's just bomb it. And then we'll just bounce with 1/1 and attack for 3. Sure, I'll just Eureka moment here, see what's up. Sure. I guess the flunk doesn't kill it. So, yep, I guess that's almost game over. I had a feeling he was holding on to it. We'll play land, just make this into a 3/3. But he's probably just dead here. Yup. Alright, final boss. Are we going to do it? So we're definitely out of dumpster ranking, and now we're top 910. Do we have a chance to make it to top 10 Mythic next season? I do have work, but I think I'll just dedicate all my mornings and a day just to do nothing but draft all day to get to top 10 Mythic. But yeah, 6-2. Let's fight the final boss and see if we can get to 7-2 and get my my third 7th win draft out of the way. Okay, emergence sequence seems good. Wow, mana type on the emergence sequence. Jesus, that was good. That was very good. Alright, so this final boss is not messing around. I mean, we still just lost 1 card, honestly. It's not like, you know, we lost 2 cards. We were unable to ramp, and he just countered a 2/2 essentially, so kind of have to think of it that way, and we still have double mountains in the deck. Maybe he cycles a study break to learn. Sure. So maybe some sort of mono-white aggro deck. We can always fight away the Inkling summoning if we want to. And I think I will. We can always also bury it, but we don't have enough mana. This is fine. And we can also just get in for 3. So a Silver Quill deck. Yeah, not a bad card. I actually think this could be reasonable, but can be pretty bad against Quandrix if you get there with all the mana. Alright, I do like these mage duels. I mean, these mage duels are pretty awesome, and I think this is a perfect target to fight, so I'll use a mage duel instead of Frostmaster. Spellbinder, getting rid of my Frost Trickster. Sure. I mean, if I get land and I can just play it and tap it down, that's also fine. So land would be good off the top. Apprentice. You know what? I actually want to tap down the Apprentice, so then he forces the Scourge Colony to trade for the Scourge Colony. I think it's worth it here. This trade here isn't too bad. Yep, and it is a trade down. Sure. I mean, at least we both lose 2 life and he doesn't get to attack me. It's going to be difficult for him to play around double Burying Books at this stage of the game, so he needs to find a removal spell for my flyer. If he tries to play Gold Blank, I'll just play a Burying Books in response, so that's fine. Take 2 for now. Pilgrim, definitely don't want to bounce that. I think I'm fine bouncing the Silver Quill Apprentice, or I can still take 2 from it. Maybe I'm fine bouncing this, since I need to use up my mana. And I'm kind of in a racing situation here, so you know what, let's bounce this. Also denies him a draw step, and then if he uses like some sort of beaming reflection, I'll just bounce it back again, so. Could see a removal spell here, so therefore I need to start drawing some real action in cards. Must be holding on to full control, I don't know what's going on. I'll just play out my lands, I don't really care. I need to get to 8 lands anyways. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. At least we deny him a draw step with the Silver Quill Apprentice. I don't really want to bounce the Pilgrim though. I need to save the Berry for something bigger. Maybe like a large flyer that I can block. And hopefully he's just out of removal. Vortex Runner is great. Could see a removal spell here. Study Break, sure. Maybe an Inkling token, but we can just bounce that. The Vortex Runner can block the Pilgrim of the Ages as well. That's fine. I can always bounce that instead. He's probably going to attack for 3 here with the Pilgrim of the Ages. Yep, and I think we can just bounce his Spirit Summoning if we want to. Yep. No reason to block this. And it is a sign that the opponent doesn't have removal because he had to cast a Study Break. The evasion can be pretty annoying too. I guess I have a 3/3 now, so I don't really need to cast the Burying Books to attack. And this is a 2-turn clock, so... Do I upkeep bounce this, or do I just do it now? I think I can even take the damage, honestly. We'll see what he tries here. Yeah, I can even just take the damage and try to swing back. But yeah, he's just dead. Awesome. So sweet. Almost got swept, but we got another nice... 7 wins out of the way, and we're 600 mythic. I'm pretty sure if I can just play this 24/7 here, and do nothing but draft all day today, I can probably just get to top 200, I think. But that's just going to be a lot of time. I think I need to get some sleep because I do have work tomorrow, and it's kind of late. But anyways, this was a pretty fun deck. Even though I didn't play Kian as much, still very fun. Let's see. Let's do an overview. Yeah, there was basically 0 learn cards in this entire draft, but a decent amount of aggressive creatures that allowed me to pressure him early, and then just cast. I think this felt like more of like a mid-range deck than an actual ramp deck. Even though we did have emergent sequence and double Eureka moment, just didn't. The deck didn't have too many late game bombs. Also had 0 learn cards to fetch up the fractal summoning tokens because we didn't have any fractal summoning tokens. So this is an example of a draft where you can try to make the best decisions possible, but you still can end up with 0 learn cards. And throughout the draft, even though you took 2 decent lessons. So it's definitely possible to get a high win rate without any learned cards. Just draft a simple, just draft all the best cards possible and make it happen. Overall, the cards that I didn't see too much of is I haven't seen Leyline Invocation too much, even though I did cast him once, I think. Burying Books was an overperformer. I think I saw this like 5 out of 7 games. Canister, played him twice, still very good. Multiple choice, I think I played this twice as well. That was very good. Didn't see. I think I saw all these 4 drops. Apprentice Pledge Mage dies every single time you cast him. Didn't see Kian too much. Saw him in 2 games, but overall she was a bit of an underperformer. The first game, I managed to draw a land off the top after playing Campus Guide, and then it just exiled a Eureka moment the turn I tried to cast activate. I think I won that game still, but the other game where I did cast Kian was the Imbraham half of it, and it just brought out a 3/3 flyer, which was quite nice. Urza's Rage was a really good splash. Frost Trickster also overperformed, even though I think the Golden Ratio could have been slightly better, since I could have used a little bit more card advantage. This is just a solid 3-drop to help me pressure the opponent early and lock them down for a turn. Lock down a creature for a turn, I mean. And also allowed me to tap a blocker down for lethal, so Frost Trickster maybe was a pick over Golden Ratio, wasn't sure. But I could have used an extra instant and sorcery to help fuel the Serpentine Curve or trigger Magecraft with the Quandrix Pledge Mage. It is close. Campus Guide, also our only way of fixing for red, so I decided to put 2 mountains just in case Emergent Sequence dies. We can at least have a second backup way to get a mountain with the Campus Guide. The 2s all look solid. Reckless Amplimancer still not great, but we kind of need it since we're lacking some powerful threats. We're lacking threats to close the game out with, and at least this can pump itself into an 8/8 if we get up to 10 mana. But yeah, Adventurous Impulse also better than Charge Through as a fine cantrip. But yeah, overall, just a very solid deck. First pick multiple choice, and then took Mage Duel, and then I think we took Eureka Moment after, and knew that we were supposed to be in Quandrix. The first pack was pretty abysmal, really bad, and all these filler cards, most of them, I mean, just ended up in the sideboard for the first pack, but overall second pack was quite good, and third pack helped us round out the deck with a nice Leyline Invocation, maybe the second Burying Books, and I think Frost Trickster for the deck. And it's very, very important to pick up an interaction in Quandrix. Sometimes I think now the correct pick is Mage Duel over Bookworm, pack 1, pick 1, since like if you do end up in Quandrix in green, you're just lacking so much removal that it's kind of bad. If you do end up in Witterbloom, however, you're most likely going to have a bunch of removal, so you can prioritize the Mage Duel. I mean, you can prioritize the Bookworm over Mage Duel, but of course it's hard to know pack 1, pick 1 if it's right to choose Bookworm over Mage Duel or the other way around, vice versa. But I think Mage Duel is way more important in Quandrix than a Bookworm, since you do have giant fractal tokens to help end the game, but it's just that the removal and interaction are lacking, and the Mage Duel just did a ton of work in our deck, and definitely more powerful than the Bookworm if we were to have one. But regardless, pretty fun draft. Let's collect some prizes and celebrate 600 Mythic ranking. I think the next goal for the season is going to be top 10 Mythic, and I'll just spend my days off doing nothing but draft. I think I only have Tuesday and Friday off, so I only have 2 days to draft, but hopefully I can get the Mythic. But I'll just grind all day and see how it goes. But so, anyways, let's claim our prize. Pretend we're drafting Strixhaven. And let's take a look at the packs. Pack 1, pick 1, Strixhaven, School of Mages. Okay. Professor is probably the best card in this pack, although Hunt for Specimens is close, but I still prefer Professor because the extra power does make a difference, And I've been quite impressed with the white aggressive decks so far, even though I think Silver Quill is where you want to lean towards for a white aggressive deck. The Lorehold aggressive deck could also be reasonable. Hunt for Specimens, still great in Silver Quill, still great in Witterbloom, and still the Pest token can be have some pretty neat synergy with sack payoffs. But I would still probably take Professor over Hunt for Specimens, since the extra power does actually matter, believe it or not. Introduction is also fine, but it's really between these two cards. But Professor is a slam dunk, one of the best uncommons of the set. And we'll take a Guiding Voice to follow the Professor. Could also take a risk and take the Clever Lumimancer, but the Clever Lumimancer I don't necessarily want the first pick, because I've talked about this card multiple times. I don't think it's necessary in a good Silver Quill deck. But if you do see this late and you are in Silver Quill or Lorehold aggro and you have like 2 Guiding Voices or still 1 Guiding Voice, like this isn't a bad speculation, because if you have like 3 Guiding Voices in your deck, Clever Lumimancer can almost become a busted uncommon. So it can either be very good in the correct aggressive white deck with multiple Guiding Voices and cheap pump tricks, or it can just be very bad and just worse than an Eager First Year on turn 2. But this is more of a speculative pick, I think, and it's not a card I would necessarily want to pick over Guiding Voice, because it's kind of an all-in game plan. But I'd rather just have my first Guiding Voice over Clever Lumimancer, but definitely don't sleep on this card. Blood Researcher, also a pretty good common in the Witterbloom deck, since Witterbloom is lacking aggressive threats in the early game. Blood Researcher is just one of the good ones, since it can just constantly get out of hand, and it also has Menace, making it difficult to block. So big fan of Blood Researcher in Witterbloom. I like at least 2 or 3 copies of this in the Witterbloom deck, and it has definitely overperformed. Tenure Incaster, playable but not exciting. Defiant Strike also. I would take Clever Lumimancer over Defiant Strike, since this is just a cantrip for 1 turn. This is a permanent, but Guiding Voice I think is a lot better, since it also just learns. So yeah, easy Guiding Voice here. Best white common. And Closing Statements, easy pick here. Otherwise, Professor's quite good. Arcane Subtraction, I actually like over Frost Trickster in this set now, since it gets to learn. But yeah, between Frost Trickster and Arcane Subtraction, they're both kind of close, believe it or not. Opt is also a decent cantrip if you have a lot of Magecraft going on. Still fine taking Arcane over it, because I mean, these tend to wheel, and I do see them wheel a lot, and it's a nice 1-drop. But you can usually pick up Curates or something else like Adventurous Impulse if you're in Quandrix to replace the Opt. But yeah, we would take Closing Statement here in this pack. Crackle Power is kind of fun. I think I like this card. I won't splash it. I've seen people actually splash this card and make it work, but the double red is still a hefty requirement. I do like this in Prismari though. It's pretty insane. Like, even if it's 5 mana Pigment Storm, you can still shoot the face for 5, and it's quite powerful. And if you can recur it with like a Pillar Drop Warden or like the Return to Past Caller, it's even more insane. Yeah, I would first pick Crackle of Power, and if you can cast it for 8, it's almost game over, since you're shooting 10 at the face and 10 at another creature. This card is insane. I like this card a lot. I think it's a pretty reasonable mythic. It's not like an insane, like unbeatable mythic. It's kind of like a solid A mythic that I'm happy to first pick. Otherwise, Eureka Moment, I would take over Reflective Golem, because just like the Clever Lumimancer, Silver Quill doesn't necessarily need a Reflective Golem to be good. It does improve the quality of a Silver Quill deck, but it's not necessary, whereas Eureka Moment is very necessary in the Quandrix deck, because I played Quandrix decks without Eureka Moments, and they just felt really bad, and they never really got to 7. But yeah, this is one of the more important commons, and probably my favorite common in this entire set. But I would take Crackle with Power over it. And Squirt Colony is nice. Owlin Shield Mage is nice. Infuse, fine, 1 or 2 of in a Witterbloom deck. Definitely better than Deadly Brew and the Rushed Rebirth, by the way. So if you're always debating between Infuse, Deadly Brew, and Rush Rebirth, Infuse is just better. Come on now, you give a creature Death Touch, it comes back and you gain 2 life. Whereas Deadly Brew requires you to sack a creature, its sorcery speed, and the permanent goes back in your hand. Rush Rebirth doesn't even give your creature Death Touch, it just brings a CMC less, which isn't great. And I think Rushed Rebirth is a rare, so it's even worse. So I would take at least the Infuse over both of them, but it's not a very exciting card. Day of Judgment is fun. I don't like Devastating Mastery, but I do like Day of Judgment. The reason why is that Devastating Mastery, to really get full value, you need triple whites, and you need to pay 6 mana to wipe the board. If you only pay 4 mana for Devastating Mastery, they get to bounce 2 of their best creatures back, which isn't what you want. But Day of Judgment, I'm happy main decking this, even in a white aggressive deck, as a nice emergency button. If I get overwhelmed by another deck, I can just cast this as a way to wipe the board. And, you know, the white control deck also isn't unreasonable in the set. I think there's a Mardu control deck, and Lorehold can also lean towards a more controlling route, especially splashing black as one of their colors, or blue. So white control isn't unreasonable, but white overall wants to be more aggressive. But I still think Day of Judgment being 4 mana, kill everything, is quite powerful. So I take it here over even heated debates. And, you know, it's also a pretty fun build around, especially if you do open up Approach of the Second Sun, which is also another rare mythic mystical archive card that's hard to find. But Day of Judgment is just too good. I think I have to take it here. Wormhole Serpent's also a bit of a sleeper. Most people sleep on this card, but it's actually pretty good in Quandrix, since if you have enough mana to get to the late game and activate this once or twice, you can break board stalls and just win. It's also a reasonable blocker. I would still take the Witherbloom Pledge Mage over this, since it has a better stat line. It can gain you, and it can gain you life, and there's a good chance that the Wormhole Serpent can wheel, because every single time I draft this set, I always see this card get passed to me. So I would still take another 5-drop like Leyline Invocation and Witherbloom Pledge Mage over Wormhole Serpent, but definitely don't sleep on this card. I'd be happy playing this in Quandrix. Rip Apart versus Guiding Voice. This is hard. The best white common versus a very good removal spell. Yeah, you know what? I would actually have fun and take the Rip Apart. It's not often that I draft Mardu Control or Lorehold Aggro, and this is probably just better than... No, you know what? It's probably not even better than Guiding Voice. The safe pick would be Guiding Voice here, one of the more important white commons. You know what? Yeah, I would take Guiding Voice over Rip Apart. Never mind, this is just single whites. Goes in great in any white aggressive deck. It learns. Rip Apart requires 2 colors. You need to commit yourself to strategy, and it doesn't deal with bigger threats. But definitely very solid and strong, but I would probably still take Guiding Voice over it. So yeah, thank you guys for watching the part 2 video. If you want to see the draft portion, watch the part 1 video, but I had to stop recording with the part 1 video because I accidentally clicked out. So yeah, this is just reasonable draft, and yep, next season I'll be trying to race the top 10 Mythic, so you guys can watch my videos, cheer me on, and see if I get there. In the meantime, have a great day. Thank you guys for watching my videos, and enjoy. Have a good one. Bye.